morning, everyone, and welcome to the Beginners Online Trading webinar. My name is Danny, and I will give you the webinar today. Before we will begin, as always, as you guys already know the drill, we're going to go through a nice sound check and a visibility check for the chart. So if you can please use the question section to comment that the sound is okay on your side and that you can see the screen. Even though on my end it looks pretty good. Let's see, the sound works fine. Okay. All right, thank you, Jania, very well. I hope that other people can hear me properly. Okay, Michael, very well. Okay. All right. So I'm going to explain what will happen in the webinar before we're going to hit the road. First part will be a bit more of an introduction to the company, to the website. We're going to speak about a couple of things we have here on the web trader. This platform is called the web trader. Obviously, I'm going to elaborate about it more as we go. The first part, like I said, will be more of an introduction. The second part will be the majority of the webinar, and it will be more practical in terms of we're going to speak about the meaning of things we see here, leverage. We're going to speak about sell and buy, logic behind certain decisions, and like I said, just practical things for you to use. Okay, and lastly, the third part, there isn't really a lot of time for the third part usually, but we'll see how our pace is going to be, and if we cover everything we should, perhaps we'll have a bonus. We'll speak on a nutshell about analysis. Okay. Any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be construed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Now, a question that we're getting very commonly is if the webinar can be sent or if it's recorded, and you can review it later on in our channel. Okay, the webinar is recorded and should be uploaded today. Usually it's up to a couple of days, and then you can review it again in our channel. Okay, and obviously if you want to save the link or just share it with someone, of course you can. Okay, so let me just check, just a few moments for me to check that the webinar is recorded, as I just mentioned a minute ago, and then I'll be back and we will begin. So I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Excellent. So everything seems in order and we are equipped to hit the road. Just a second. I think we are going to need, there we go. Okay, so like I said, my name is Danny and we can officially begin. This is the Beginners Online Trading webinar, but we're going to learn some useful things for intermediate and advanced traders as well. Okay, so what I'm going to begin with, as many of you know, we are a regulated company. We have 9 licenses worldwide, and we exist since 2006. In case you got any questions or a query regarding your along your journey, you can address the customer service. They're right here at the bottom left. Okay, through the chat or through the WhatsApp, whatever you prefer. Now, sometimes this interface, let me just jot it down. So we said this is the web trader. Okay, and we also have it in the app, which is called AvaGo. Now, what I wanted to say is sometimes it doesn't look like that when you're logging in. Okay, so to enjoy this platform, you basically don't need to do, you don't need to download or install anything. All you have to do is just to log in with your email and password. Okay, and if it doesn't look like that, you're gonna have to contact the customer service or your account manager to apply it on your account. Okay, because there are a lot of good things in this interface. What I'm gonna show you now, some nice benefits that you can only find in here and not on MT5 or MT4. Okay, but we have them as well, of course. For the people who know, those platforms are not by us. We didn't make those platforms, but obviously if you want to trade on them, you can. Okay. Furthermore, it correlates, the MT4 and MT5 do correlates with the platform that I'm showing you now. In other words, if I want to use WebTrader or the AvaGo just to analyze and to do my execution on MT4, MT5, I can do that. And if I want to do it vice versa, well, in case I want to, so I can. All right, I'm gonna see my positions. I'm gonna go to my my positions, and I'm gonna see what I'm doing on the other platform. Okay, on MT4, MT5. Okay, and obviously to MT4 and MT5, you're gonna have to use your platform ID, and to log into this, like I said, email and password, it's fine. So as I started to say, in case you got any questions along the road, you have here the customer service. Now, if it doesn't look like that, the way that you can contact the customer service is simply by sending an email to cs@avatrade.com. Okay. Now, the other person who can assist you along your journey and provide you not only with customer service inquiries, because this is what these guys are doing, they're doing customer service, is called a senior account manager. So if you got stuck from any reason regarding anything on your account, you can just contact your senior account manager. Preferably if it's a customer service, you might want to contact the customer service. But if it's related to trading or frankly everything else, your account manager should be able to assist you on that. Even particular things that I'm going to show you today, your account manager is capable on assisting you on that as well. So calculations, trading plan, risk money management, all those things you can address your account manager. Okay, you're not going to have to pay for the service within account manager. It's something that we give to assist you along your journey. Okay, and if you don't, to get one, you have to make a deposit and start moving. Okay, if you didn't get one automatically, to contact you after you've made a deposit and you started moving, you can contact the customer service and ask for assignment. Okay, so we're going to carry on just mentioning, I'm going to write down here 2 more platforms, which I'm going to mention again on a nutshell, because this is, it's not the purpose of this webinar. Okay, so AvaSocial is actually extremely useful, okay, whether if I'm a beginner or not. And the reason is that on this app, what I can do is I can follow other clients, other traders. Just a second. Okay, so there are 2 things that I can do with this app, is to follow or to copy. I don't have to. I can just log into the app and then review it and choose what I want. Okay, but in case I have found someone, it looks like on the inside, unfortunately, I can show that now, but when you download the app, you get a nice form of lists. It looks like very much like a lists. I think you can even rate it on up to a certain segment. Okay, and then you can choose the trader that you want. Now, if you found the trader that you wanted and you want to start maybe base a new strategy or just learn from somebody else who is trading, okay, so you can follow him. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to get your trader's position, and it's up to you if to do it or not. Okay, so if my trader is trading Australian versus the yen, okay, and he took a position with buy with 1 lot, so I'm gonna get this position to me, okay, and I can choose if to do it or not. This is follow. If I'm copying, I'm gonna get this position executed as well. Okay, so the difference between follow and copy: follow, that means that I'm gonna get the position and I can choose if to execute it or not, similarly to the trader. And copy, that means that it's just gonna happen by itself. Okay, I can stop at any given time, no problem. The benefit with following, obviously copy if is good. I'm gonna get good results and I'm gonna make profits the same as him. I gotta make sure that my balance is compatible though. If my trader is following with that I'm following is with 10,000 and I'm with 100 or 500, probably I'm not going to get the same results. And I'm pretty gentle saying that. Okay. So obviously copy is going to save you time. It's automatic. The benefit with following is that you can choose to do it or not. Okay, I guess you guys understand why I said it. It's very efficient, even if you're not a beginner, right? I can use it for so many things. So you can download AvaSocial. I'm sure you will enjoy. Now about Ava options, I don't want to go too far again because this is not the purpose of the webinar. So just on a nutshell, the app itself is very innovative, and the way that you're going to enjoy from that app is when you can see the potential predictions, okay, for all kind of things, all kind of options contract. And yeah, I highly recommend you to download that as well and see if you like options or you just want to get started. Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna carry on because what we're gonna do today is we're gonna look at the web trader mainly. So those platforms, they exist, you can download, you can enjoy them, but we're gonna carry on looking at the web trader. Okay, now what I'm gonna show you a couple of things that you can only find here. Okay, actually, I'm not going to begin with that. I'm going to begin with something else, okay, that we added quite recently. I don't know if you call it recently, but it's quite recently, which is the signals. Okay, you probably noticed that. Let me just show you perhaps. It could be like that when you're logging in. So I'm just going to show you simple steps to enjoy the interface to its full extent. Okay, so here to the upper right, you have two tiny arrows. If you click it, it minimizes the screen. Okay, now it doesn't matter which to where you've gotten in the website. If you lost your way, okay, let's suppose that I went down to here is an example. I don't know, somewhere here, and I want to go back to the default screen, okay, to see the chart. If I got lost, I want to see the chart. All I'm going to do is just to click here, and I'm back. Okay, so look how simple that was. I'm just going to click here. Okay, it folds it down. Now I can see the lists. You can see all kind of categories here: forex, indices, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and stocks. Now, what I wanted to say, you probably saw that there is like a tiny blue lightning icon here beside the symbol, okay, which I can click. And what is this signal is doing is let me show you. Okay, let's suppose I just clicked on it. Okay, and it's gonna elaborate some support and resistance. Those are levels on the chart that I can see, certain technical analysis based. And the advantage on using this is that it's already made with certain levels of take profit and stop loss. Now again, we still don't exactly know what that means, what is support and resistance, what is take profit and stop loss. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute, but now I'm just showing you the idea of how the signals works. Okay, so let's try it again. Actually, I also want to show you that from the section itself. Okay, you can choose a signal from here, which is fine. Again, it's going to lead you to the same place. It's going to open the signal here, but I'm not going to see. Let me just show you again. If I clicked on silver as an example. Oh, I don't have it on it. Okay, it's fine. Let's go with gold then. Okay, let's suppose I click on gold. You see this blue lightning icon. I click it. See, it opens the signal, and it's going to show me when it was produced. So I can see that the current price for the signal and the levels that it was analyzed based on, it's right up here. Okay, now what I wanted to show you let me go back to the to the beginning, is if I'll go to the section itself, it's going to show me the signals by its signal production. So I can choose them by how recently they were produced. Okay, why do I even care when they were produced or not? Maybe I can take a signal from now. Maybe I can take a signal from 4 hours ago, right? Who cares? But we care. The reason is, if I take a signal that just came out of the oven, okay, I click View Signal. Then I'm going to go and click on the 2 tiny arrows to see the screen wide, all the way up. And now I'm going to see the support and resistance. I'm just going to explain to you on a nutshell so we can all be on the same page. Oh, one more thing. You see that this is daily, right? This is daily, and the levels here, 79, 78, are not even numbers that I can see. Why? Because again, this is daily, so each candle here is per day, and in here, it's 1 minute. Therefore, every candle here is a minute. So this is a much smaller picture. Now, in order to see those levels, what I have to do is I have to zoom out. It's a metaphor, obviously. I'm just changing the time frame, and now I can see a little farther up, right? Now, it's not all the way up in here described 79.3. I have to take a step backward, and now I'm gonna see. So it doesn't have to be 1 day, but apparently it wasn't. We were too close to. Okay, yeah. You see, this is right on the edge. This is right on the edge. But if we change to days, now we can see it clearly, and we can also understand and comprehend those levels. Okay, from a 1 minute view, not gonna be able to do that, right? Okay, so how does this work exactly? You see that this 79.3 is actually an edge line. This is one of the pivot points that we have here. As you can see in here, the pivot is 76.9. I guess this is somewhere here, a little higher. Okay, there we go. This is pretty much in the middle. Okay, maybe this one is a little more in the middle. Never mind, but you see it's towards the support line. Now, how does that work exactly? We have 2 edge points. We have the top and we have the bottom. Okay, so all those levels, this, for instance, is a great example of support. That also is one of the support line. That also is one of the support line. How do I determine those things? Based on the chart, right? In here, as you can see, this is our price presently, 77.5. Now, if I go farther down, in here we have a lovely support line as well. Okay, and you see that those are points that the chart has exceeded the normal ranging. Okay, so if it exceeded down here, this is a support. This is the first line. Second line, third line, maybe 4 or even 5th. Okay, never mind. The idea here is that every time frame, every chart is divided to those levels. Even if I'll go to 1 hour, still you see I have support and resistance down here. Okay, that's not the purpose of what I'm showing you now. The purpose is just to understand what the signal is giving us. Okay, so instead of going and analyzing all of those things by myself, I have this lovely signal over here, and it's going to show me 2 scenarios. We have a buy scenario and a sell scenario. You already understand the logic behind support and resistance. So resistance will be the higher edge points above my price. Support will be the edge points below my price. Okay, and the signal has done it by itself. By the way, it was produced by the Trading Central. Okay, this is not AvaTrade sending you signals. This is Trading Central. Okay, now what's going to happen? Let's suppose that I go with a buy scenario. Okay, later on I'm going to show you how simple that is to use the signal. Okay, and I'm going to go with a buy scenario, and it's telling me here the something called take profit, something called stop loss. Okay, we're gonna explain what they're doing. Just a second. Did we? Okay, so this is the buy. Now, this is the now price. This is where the signal is telling me that it's going to close the position with the profit, which is fine. Again, this is $1 up. It's fine. 76.9 is the pivot point that was here. A little higher. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'll teach you a nice trick. If the horizontal line, if the price line doesn't land on the price that you wanted, so you can just click it. You can change it to basically whatever you want. Let's suppose we're going to go with 76.5. It's going to jump to where I asked. Let's change it back to the pivot point. Okay, and we're going to paint it in red. And this one we're going to paint in green. And what's going to happen now is if it gets to this line, I'm going to make almost 90 quid. If it goes down, so 70. How does that work exactly? Maybe later on I will explain. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what the take profit and the stop loss are so you can again enjoy the signal. So the take profit, the purpose of this thing, this is, by the way, this is a pending order. If I execute the position now, I'm going to take the price that we have. If this is a buy, okay, it's going to launch it right away. It's not going to wait. Now, this is a pending order, and this is a pending order, and this is a pending order. Now, what does that mean, pending order? That means that this is the price that I want the platform to remember, and getting to that price, rewarding me with $90. Okay, take profit means that if it reaches that level, it's going to close it with the profit. Okay, that's where it came from. Take profit. Stop loss the other way around. If I place it down here, so that means if it reaches down that price, it's going to close it with a loss. This is also where it came from. So stop loss. Okay, that's the idea. Now I want to show you how simple that was to just use the signal, right? So we're going to go back to the beginning, right here. Okay, and we're going to click once. Let's go with that. Why not? Twice. Buy or sell. Of course, I can do the preliminary step and to review everything and make sure that I'm on the, everything is as it should be. And then I'm going to go with the scenario. So this is the third time I'm clicking on the screen, and fourth time launches the signal. Okay, that can take less than half a minute if I really want to. Yeah, that's basically it. Do we have any questions regarding the signals section, guys? Or frankly, anything that I said so far? Any questions about the platform, about the platforms, something that I said, anything about something that I wrote down? Questions? For now, it's free. Thank you, Eric. For now, it's free, Eric. So you're asking if you have to pay for the signals. As far as I'm concerned, now it's free content, so you can enjoy it as much as you want. Okay. Do we have any more questions, guys? Anybody else? Well, I don't think there is. Jacob, thank you for the question. What Jacob is asking, if there is a difference on choosing the signal like I showed in the beginning, and there is no major difference. The only difference is that from the outside, sometimes you're going to see it and sometimes you don't. Okay, like you see in here, it doesn't appear. And the signal as second difference is that here you can see the production date only when you click it. And in here, you see it before you're clicking it, and you can choose if to use it or not. Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so we're gonna carry on. I think the second thing that I want to show you today is the news section, of course. Now the news section is what we said: support and resistance, pivot point. All of that is considered technical analysis. This one is called fundamental analysis. how does that work exactly? As you can see, this is a nice piece of news regarding Australian and what else. Okay, so the beauty about using the news section, it's that it's also showing you what's the relevancy for what you're looking at, right? Sorry, I missed the part about AvaSocial and difference in signals. Well, lucky you, the webinar is recorded. You can see it again. Okay, unfortunately, I can't really go through that again. The time doesn't allow us. I'm very, very sorry. But you can see it on YouTube later on. Okay. So, like I said, the huge benefit using this the news section is that it's showing you the relevancy to the asset that you can analyze with it. So if I'm gonna go with oil, well, it's only this, it's only oil. Quite self-explanatory. This is a piece of news regarding oil, so makes sense. You see this one, Hang Seng futures remain under pressure. This shows us that this is the Asian market. I can trade, what else in here? Gold. This is also one related. It's fine. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna find more than one asset. There we go. You see, this one might have an impact on crude oil, gold, Bitcoin, Australian versus dollar versus the American. Okay, very, very nice, very well presented. If I got the time, gonna go through that, and it could be very, very beneficial. What else I wanted to show you is the economic calendar. This is another great place to get your fundamental analysis. News, sorry guys, I have to, just a second, I'm sorry. Okay, so now, how does the economic calendar work? So this is super simple. As you can see, we have the dates here. I can go by the dates. If I scroll down, it's going to show me that I can also filter by high, medium, and low. This obviously show me how big of an impact this event could have on the market. So if I'm going to go with something, we don't have a lot of highs here, apparently. Well, the unemployment rate for Ireland, that shows us high impact. Okay, this is very important event. You can see also the previous, what we expect to happen, that's called a forecast, and what actually happened. Now, what actually happened is only going to appear after the occurrence. Obviously, we're not going to see that before, but we're going to have this one and that one. Yeah, and this will be for all the reoccurrence event. I'm not sure I want to delay on that too much because I do want to explain about some risk money management and some other things. Okay, so just to show you that one last thing about the calendar, you see that nothing here is marked. This is why it's showing me everything. But if I mark something specific, oh, what did I do? Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, if I'm going to click here on the arrow and I'm going to pick something in particular, like the Aussie as an example, it's only going to show me Aussie. It's not going to show me anything else but Aussie. If I'm going to add the pound, it's going to show me the Aussie and the pound, right? News about England and Australia. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there is really, I don't think it's necessary. Are there any questions, guys? Any questions about that part? It's quite understood. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Oop. Let's see if I can show you how to reset everything. Yeah, so I'm clicking on it, and then I click, and nothing is marked. Perfect. Okay. Let's go back like I showed you in the beginning. If I click up here, it's going to send me right back to the beginning, and then I can start with a clean slate. Okay, we're going to get rid of the, maybe this one we can keep. No, we're going to get rid of everything. And we're going to pick ourselves a lovely asset to play with. oil looked pretty good, right? What about silver? It's very interesting. We don't have a signal on it now. This one maybe. Soybean. Oh, we already have some nice things on it. The chart doesn't look too good. Actually, why not? Why not? Let's go with that. Could be very educational. All right. So the way that I found soybean is manually, okay, through the lists. I don't have to do that. I can just be on whatever else I had, okay, and just type in, let me go to something else. Let's say I'm on something else, okay, maybe from here, and I can type just soybean and pick it from the list, okay. Once I picked it, I can click here on the arrows and voila. Now, I'm going to click sell or buy if I want to take a position. Okay, it's going to open the nice sidebar to the right. But before we're going to do that, I'm just going to carry on to the right from the search bar to the right. In here, we already saw that, right? I showed you in the signal we were on 1 minute. We can switch it to hours or days, whatever we want. I can scroll up or down with the wheel on my mouse, right? On my crosshair, if I roll with my finger, roll up and down, it customizes the chart. Somehow I can, for certain areas, it's very good. Is there a way to add the trade to TradingView platform? If you would know how many times I've received this question. Thousands of times. I presently, unfortunately, I don't think that you can do that. Okay, unfortunately, it's also beyond my technical understanding to explain to you how to make it correlate. Okay, so unfortunately, this is something you'll have to contact your senior account manager for further assistance. Presently, I'm not aware of any way that you can add AvaTrade to TradingView. Okay, that was the question. Now, I'm gonna keep going to the right. Like I said, this is the time frames. This is the candlesticks. I can change it to a line down here or candles. Okay, I'm gonna keep going to the right. In here we have the crosshair. So the crosshair this way, it doesn't really give me anything. Okay, I point on the candles, I click on the candles, nothing happens. But if I change the crosshair from no crosshair to a crosshair, and it's followed by a horizontal and vertical line, and it's going to specify in each and every candle that I'm going to go through its specifications. Okay, right here at the squarey bubble to the left upper corner. Okay, it's going to show me its open, close, high, and lows. Why do I even need to know those things? Can anybody tell me what exactly does it contribute for me to know the, let's take this one, why not? Let's take something interesting like maybe this guy. Okay, oh, should have. Let's take the rectangle. Okay, gonna take the background off. This candle in particular, guys, we can see open 1296, close 1272, high 1296, and low 1266. Okay, pretty good. Well, I don't exactly know what that means, but it looks pretty good. Can somebody tell me what does it give me to know those things, open, close, high, and lows? In the meantime, I'm going to carry on going to the right, okay? But you can type down your answers. How does it help me in any way to know those things? Okay, so if I keep going to the right, if I really want to analyze, so this is your chart layout. If I want to analyze, let's say soybean and oil, okay, is an example. So what I can do is I can split the chart. Now I'm looking at, oh, we gotta fold this guy for now. Okay, I'm looking at soybean. Okay, I'm looking at soybean and I want to have simultaneously oil. How do I do that? Simply going to click here on the icon, then I'm going to click here on the icon, okay, to split two screens, and then I'm going to click on the chart that I would like to change. I'm going to put here CL for crude oil, and then I'm going to click it from the list. Okay. Well, there was a weird sound like my sound is collapsing. Guys, is everything still okay? My sound is still okay? Okay. Thank you, Arjan. Anybody else thinks that it's lower than before, or it's still okay? It was a weird sound in my system. Okay, never mind, never mind. Maybe it's just okay. Thank you. So to change that, you saw that was light breeze, no issues. Okay, we're gonna go back to our businesses. And we're going to keep going to the right. So this is the indicators. What we're going to do is we're going to put here, let's just go with the stochastics maybe. Stochastics is, I'm not sure if it's relevant for us presently. Well, there are many, many things here, okay? And what we're going to go with is the RSI for now. Okay, so to apply it, I'm going to go at the relative strength index, also known as RSI. I'm going to click it and put it right here. You see this boxy thing? I'm going to blend it and click here, save if I want. We're not going to play with the deviations for now. Let me click save. And we're going to have it underneath, okay? You saw how simple that was. Going to go to indicators again, click on either delete all, but in this particular case, we're going to click on the X and click save, and it's off. Okay, we're not going to go through all of that. There is really no need for that, but you can pick whatever you want from this inventory and just line it on the chart, okay? Well, the text, sometimes it's messing around with us, but we're gonna, like I said, if this oval is an example, I click, and I stretch, and it opens. Very, very useful to remember certain levels of support and resistance. Okay, very, very useful to choose a particular date. This is the timeline. We have the price line down here, up here, sorry. Okay, it's showing me the array here with the date. It's showing me the array here with the price. And if I want to get rid of everything all at once, I'm going to click here on the arrow and click clear drawing. Now, click here on sell or buy. It's going to open the lovely sidebar to the right. Now, how I want to show you just how informative as a comparison to MT4, MT5 that section is. Oh, we're going to put your soybean because this is what we're analyzing at the moment. Okay. And I just want to show you, we're not going to delay on that too much, but just to show you, okay? This is the instrument details. I'm going to find all the times, the availability, the lot size, buyer and sellers. What else we have here? The spread. The spread is also on the outside. This is the overnight fee. Yeah, it can show you all of that. Okay, on MT4 you're not gonna find half of what is here, or MT5. Okay, well, at least maybe it's not gonna be as accessible, but here you can find it right away. So take profit and stop loss, we already know what they are. This one closes my position with the profit. This one closes my position with the loss. One nice thing about using this platform, you already saw it through the signal explanation. It's going to show me my potential profit and potential loss. It's a very, very nice way to do your risk money management, and it's a very nice way to do the profit comparison. Okay, to know your profit versus loss, to check the ratio. Sometimes it's good for the strategies. Okay, let's bring up the notepad, and we're gonna officially begin with soybean. It seems like very bearish. Let's change for weeks, just a second. Okay. Yeah, it already passed, you see. Then here, this is the support line. This is also one of the support lines. You saw it already broke it This is the last time that it was this low. Let's see, when was that? Okay, now I'm sure there is a reason for that to go this low. Okay, and we can see that statistically last time it was there was the end of May, right? Okay, so how exactly let's suppose I just started to trade yesterday. I don't know exactly how anything, let me change it to default just to start from the basic. Okay, yeah, so the best thing to begin with, to my personal opinion, before I even do anything, is to set myself a target, to set myself a number. I can say $1 million, right? Or I can just say, let's say $1,000 for now. This will be a nice goal, considering it again that I'm with $10,000. So my goal can be 1,000. Why not? The second thing I would like to have on my checklist, my 4 ingredients list, is also the time. Because if I make $1,000 in a day, okay, multiplied by, let's say, 24 days that I can trade, sometimes more or less. Okay, that comes to be $24,000 per month. And I guess that for an ordinary person, oh, sorry, what did I do? Yeah. And I guess, oh, sorry, no, it was supposed to be like that, 24,000, right? So I guess that for an ordinary person to make this much per month is pretty, not bad. Let's say that it's not bad, okay? Now, if I make $1,000 in a week, okay, multiplied by 4 weeks, a month, that gives me $4,000. Probably not gonna get rich from that, but again, it's decent to have. Now, if I'm doing it in a year, it's not really worth my time. I'm not gonna spend a year to make $1,000. Okay, so the first reason I want to know that it's worth a while, I'm not gonna put my money in a position, sustain it for a year and make $1,000 on it. Okay, I could, but again, everybody and their own ambitions. But the time lets me understand if it's worth it or not. And the second reason I would like to schedule the time is trading style. Okay, I want to know, am I scalping every day? I'm going to open 10, 15, 20 positions. Am I intraday? Am I trading once a day, maybe once a week? Am I swinging? That means that I'm going to trade once every maybe few weeks, few months could be. Okay, and the last and the third reason is we want to know what to analyze. I'm looking now at weeks. What if I would look at minutes? Okay, and I'm swing trading. I want to carry on with this position for 3 months to make the $1,000. Is it relevant looking at minutes? Am I even bothered on what happened a minute ago? Yeah, or the next minute? How many minutes are in 3 months? A lot, right? I'm not gonna do that, okay? So I'm gonna analyze what's relevant for me. Now, if in the time difference, I'm gonna put here, let's say 3 days, just as an example. So I can just analyze days. We're gonna go into days. Okay, right now we're gonna get rid of, okay. And the third one that I'm gonna put here, yeah, is the movements. Movements, also known as price difference. Price difference between what? Price difference between the now price to the goal price. Could be one or another, profit or loss. Still, it's indifference from the entry. Now the price is 1242. And let's say that the goal price will be 1300. No, it's a little far away. We're going to see. We're going to see. This one we're going to leave as question mark, okay? We still don't know. And the movement still, we still don't know. We have no idea. In here, the last ingredient is units. Now, how does that work exactly? So we have a goal. Okay, we want to know We want to make $1,000 with soybean. We know that we want to make it in 3 days. Great. So from not knowing anything, we now have a target and we have the time that we would like to accomplish it. Okay. Now, anybody has any idea how I can approximate the movement? How can I know how much soybean can potentially move per day? Anybody has any idea to give me inspiration? How can I know how much soybean can move? Maybe it can move down here. Just a second. Obviously, I exaggerate, but that's maybe it can move up to here in a day. Is that likely, or here? The 1500. Who thinks that 1500 is realistic? Okay, so I'm gonna teach you a nice way to confirm that. Obviously, nobody can determine exactly how much soybean is gonna move. Okay, it doesn't matter how long or how professional you are. The market always does what it wants. Okay, but I'm gonna teach you a nice way to have at least a range. So how does that work? I'm gonna click on the FX indicators and I'm gonna pick myself the Bollinger Band. Maybe will be complicated for now. Let's go with the ATR. Okay, oh, there we are. So we're gonna click and drag it to the box, one of the accelerators. Gonna click here and place it. And I can change maybe its color. I can change how many, what did I do? Sorry. I can change the length. That means how far it's going to go for me to analyze the candles. I'm going to give you in a minute an explanation how it does that and what exactly the ATR is doing. But I can just tell you that it's going to assist you with, I can bring it back to the default if I want, okay? But I'm going to show you how it can help us indicate the approximate movement per day, okay? The average movement per day. So this is on wielders now, not weight or exponential, right? As you can see, it's right here. And I can change it to, let's say, 10 candles. 10. The length is how many candles, right? Here we have 1 packs. We're not gonna need more than that. And yeah, so how does that work exactly? How is it showing me? Wait, something. Oh, we are on weeks. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're looking at the right time frame. This one is weeks, right? We're gonna change it to days. You're gonna see this one is changing, right? Days. Okay, now it's changed. It's 11.5 per day. And if I'll extend to, so what it's doing exactly is it's taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candles to grasp and give you the range. Okay, I'll choose more, like 14, might be different. It's slightly different, but it's still in the same range of the range. Well, I guess you understood what I'm saying. So the idea here is to indicate how much can soybean potentially can move per day. Now, if we're going to weeks, this one, is it in the range or not? Way above the range, right? This is 250 quid above. The range is barely, it's not even 50. Okay. Is this in the range? Still no, still no, still no. What about that? Okay, so this one is pretty much on the edge. Oh, sorry. This one is definitely in the range. I was referring to that. Okay, this is in the range. Now, to fulfill, oh, we are on weeks again, sorry. This is not in the range still. Oh, there we go. We're going to change to days. Yeah, so this is, frankly, this is pretty much on the edge, right? You see that the range is 11. And if I want to go beyond the range or below the range, I can do it, it's fine. But what the indicator is showing you is the capability, how much we expect soybean to move per day. This is why it's called average true range, okay? This is the true range. Now, I'm not obligated by any way to choose this figure, right? Okay, but it indicates pretty well. So I'm gonna go with 10. I'm not gonna actually go with the whole average. I'm gonna go cautious, just $1.50 down. And I'm gonna think how many units. So let's place, sorry, $10 should be like that. And from the now price, let's add 10. That makes it 12.52. Okay. So we're gonna change it to 12.52, and I'm gonna make $10. Very nice, guys. How many do I need to make 1,000 though? Can somebody tell me how many units I must buy or sell to make $1,000 with $10 per difference per unit? So I'm going to teach you now a nice formula on how to do it very, very easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the summary by the movements to have the units. And this works the same way exactly. If you already decided about the lot size that you want, you can simply do it. It's really as easy as it gets. And I want you to tell me what is the amount of units necessary for me to make 1,000 with $10 per unit. So this is how much one unit costs, right? It's irrelevant for me. Okay, it doesn't have any impact on how much I can make or lose unless I take it off or on. I mean, but with the buy or with the sell. Okay, as long as this number is not going to change, I'm not going to make any profit or loss. However, there is something here that is called a spread. So initially, when I'm going to open the position, regardless if it's going to move or not, I'm going to begin with a very, very tiny minus that is called a spread. Okay, I should be aware of that. It doesn't have so much of an impact, but it does have an impact on the trades. Okay, it's small, but it could be significant. Now, as you can see here, how many units? And the answer for that is quite simple. It's 100. Now, I want you to see what's going to happen when I'm going to change here. Oh, it's already changed. Okay, what I'm going to change here to, firstly, I'm going to put you 10 here. So with 10, I can make 100. Okay, and with 100, I can make 1,000. Now, okay, so I don't have enough margin. This is great for my next explanation in the next few minutes that we have left. We are with the buy. Yeah. So I'm going to take the same length to the bottom. We're going to make it 12.32, and we can potentially gain or lose 1,000. Very, very well. Okay. Now, believe it or not, even my stop loss is considered goal price because this is something that I aim for specifically on my risk money management. Okay, so take profit and stop loss, goal price, it's all differences of 10. Okay. And right now our position is pretty much concluded. However, we can add another layer that is called risk money management. So this lets me understand it's realistic. It lets me see what am I going for. However, there are a few things. One of the things is called margin impact. Okay, so before I will explain to you about risk money management, I first want to know, well, that I can just acquire this position, right? If I have enough money or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the price, 12.42. I'm going to multiply that by how many units we should acquire. And I'm going to come up with a value of 124,350. Okay, how did I do it so fast? I didn't. Okay, it's right here. It's right here. The platform, it's already multiplying your amount of units by the price per unit, and it's giving you the value. Why is that important? Couple of reasons. A, when I'm holding a position overnight, I compare the swap to the value. It's overnight fee. It's something I should be aware of. Okay, and the second reason, it's what I'm showing you now. So from this value, it determines what the lot size that I can take. So sometimes I'm going to try and trade. Maybe this one will work, obviously. Okay, let me just finish and just writing it down for you guys. Okay, now we're going to speak about this guy and understand exactly what it's doing here. Yeah, I guess you've heard the name, the word leverage before. Oh yeah, we're going to put it back up. Okay, and right. So without the leverage, okay, so before the leverage, let's understand a few things. This is the price for 1 unit. This is the price for 100 units, but I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to need to have this much. Why? Because the leverage multiplies my buying and selling. Okay, it's giving me buying and selling power. That means that instead of needing to have $124,000, I just need 12. Okay. Unfortunately, with the demo account, we only have 10, so it's not enough to acquire this position. Anyway, okay, we're going to try and somehow overcome that. Okay, and then we can see how we can accomplish still $1,000. Who knows what could be a good solution to take this position? Let's suppose that I insist that I want to take this position. No matter what, this is the position of my life. Okay, and I know that with 10,000 I can do it. I need 12. Well, the simplest solution is just to add more funds, right? If I add more funds, then I can acquire the position. The second thing is, if I want to still have this position and with the balance that I have now, I can just lower it a little bit. Okay, and then I can take it. To tell you that this is a wise decision to use almost, well, more than 99% of my margin, we're not going to discuss that now. Okay, that's not the topic of our explanation. But what I'm showing you is the comparison between the value to the leverage, and then this is the necessary amount, not that. Okay, and this is what I based my lot size upon. Okay, if I want to take 5 lots, obviously that's way beyond my range. Okay, but as we saw, maybe now what I wanted to show you, okay, is that also the stop loss is something I should think about how to locate it as well. So if I'm gonna go with the stop loss, I can see that $1,000 is what I can gain, but $1,000 is also what I can lose. Okay, that means that this is 10,000 minus 1,000. How much is that? That's 10%, right? 10% exposure. Now, if I want my exposure to be 1%, okay, what must I do? I need to minimize that. How do I minimize that? Well, I can do one of two things. A, I can put my stop loss closer. If I do that, then my potential loss is smaller, okay, as you can see here. But there is a limit how far up or down I can put my stop loss from my entry. The second thing that I can do is just to decrease the lot size, okay, and then I'm on 1%. Okay, just keep in mind that if you reduce the lot size, it also have impact on your take profit. Okay, so you have to adjust it. You need to adjust it in a way that makes sense. You want to make profit, but if 100 is not enough, you can move your take profit a little farther from the entry, and the idea works the same way for the stop loss as well. Okay, so this is also a great way to do your risk money management and your profit comparison. Now, unfortunately, guys, our time is up, but I would like to recommend you guys to visit Troy's Phrase webinar and Simon Friedman's webinar, which are a little more advanced than this one, okay, because the purpose of this one is just to give you the facility and the basics, the basic essentials. Now, also doing a live Q&A tomorrow. If you want to join me tomorrow, I can show you much more advanced things. This one is, again, I'm required to cover those things in particular, so this is why we're doing it. But tomorrow I'll have a little more time to maneuver and answer your questions in our live Q&A. And that's it. All is left for me to do, guys, is to wish you a fruitful week and best of luck. And that's it. Have a good day.